So what was the next one?
That was the cemetery match.
Oh, the Boneyard.
The Boneyard.
So what do you think about it? Okay, all right. So
Why didn't they just call it a graveyard match? What's it?
I don't know, but it was good. But
what's the difference? Because there were bones thrown around on the
medical facility.
So first of all, this was great because both of them throw great punches. Okay, and they put the sound effects in there too. Okay, so like it was just really well done. And then did everybody was I the only person, because I didn't see anybody tweet this, and I didn't tweet it either. Was I the only person that thought that was a shot at the Dark Order when he beat up all those night guys in the dark?
No, that's his druids.
Why would he beat up his own druids?
Because they, I think they did something on SmackDown where Gallows and Anderson found his urn and they were going to use it to control the druids.
Oh, I see. I didn't. Yeah, See, but I didn't know that. If you didn't see the thing, you would know that. Yeah,
I guarantee you that was a shot at the Dark Order, 100%.
I could see it.
Because they're taking a shot with Brody Lee and Vince. So he's just like, bro, they're all dressed in, that I guarantee it as a shot at the Dark Order. I guarantee it. I'll try to find out too.
I mean, they take shots at Vince, so why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and it was entertaining.
It's the one great thing legacy that Lucha Underground left was the cinematic type shit like this.
Yeah,
this reminded me of Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it just reminded me of the final deletion.
Well, tomorrow we have that flight.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that's really good.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see that.
Here's the other thing. Did anybody think about this? Why was he fighting Biker Undertaker, not Undertaker?
Because during the promos and the build-up, the whole thing was AJ calling him out, saying, "You're not the Undertaker anymore. You're not the same guy. You're
Mark Calloway.
Mark Calloway. You're on Instagram. Yeah.
Your wife.
But he also said, I don't want that Undertaker. I want the real Undertaker. I don't want Mark Calloway that's on IG and with tigers and shit like that. Right. And here's another thing I didn't like. And obviously they weren't on the same match, but we have two feuds around the wives of two guys, Edge and his wife, and then Michelle McCool and Taker. To me, it's like, bro, just pick one to have heat with the. You know what I'm saying? Not two. And plus, they don't really mean anything. Beth a little bit because she got RKO'd once by Randy Orton. But other than that, why are we supposed to really care? You know what I'm saying?
I guess the idea is to make it this is legit. This is real. Because
nobody gets that, bro. I mean,
and there's there's a difference between Beth Phoenix and Michelle McCool too. Like Beth Phoenix is a little more respected. Michelle McCool, I don't think exactly people are clamoring for her return or whatever.
Well, I don't think it's a thing of respect. It's a thing of emotional investment. Like, put the women in a situation where you want their husband to get revenge for them. Not just use them as a little prop. Like, I remember one time we were in Impact and they were like, yeah, Samoa Joe's girlfriend. They were trying to feel bad for her. And I was like, Jeff, why would anybody give a fuck about this chick? She's never here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. And it's the same thing here, They have to be part of the storyline, not just something that you kind of you know what I'm saying? Like they do with Lacey's daughter. They're always bringing up her daughter. Like, who gives a shit?
Right. One of the girl referees should say, "Here, I got your baby." Like, throw off the balcony. Actually, it's really just a doll. Did you ever see that Jackass where they put the fake baby on the crib on top of the car and got in the car and drove away? Everybody's going. Are there any shows like Jackass anymore?
I mean, not on major channels, maybe.
No, the people do the Jackass too.
Yeah, they do it on YouTube and stuff.
Right, for free, right.
Yeah, right. Like the superhuman schmuck, right? That guy?
Yeah.
That guy's
whatever happened to him? Wait, whatever happened to him? Does he still do videos?
Well, so what happened was apparently there was some stuff coming out that he had said some racist stuff.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and it didn't really get too much traction, but then someone went into his Instagram and you could see anytime you change your handle, and there was a long list of N-word hater.
Yeah, I hate cops was in there too, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, so he got canceled, huh?
He got canceled. Yeah.
My favorite is
they canceled the mentally handicapped.
My favorite was right.
He shouldn't have been used to begin with.
My favorite is right before he would do something on something that was unbreakable, okay, and then fuck himself up, is he'd go whoop whoop.
I like the ones that were really serious. Like, I'm going to dive on the flaming bricks. It's like, all right, there's no way that's going to turn out any other way. So, fucking guy. And then he was being used at WrestleMania weekends and Janela's block party events or whatever the hell and all that. So.
No, that was he got replaced by the Walmart guys.
I like those guys.
Yeah. Have you seen the Walmart guys, Disco?
No, who's that?
They film in Walmart and they just set up like a table and they wrestle around and do moves.
Oh yeah, they're right. They do they crash and burn. They go through tables and do move like elbows off the. It's like,
fucking great. Christ. Canadian destroyers and McDonald's, all that shit.
Oh, is that what they're? Oh my god,
that's great.
Have they been caught yet? Like, did they ever do anything in the managers find, or like they just like hit and run? I can't believe they're not getting in trouble.
Yeah, I assume like they buy the tables and stuff, and then they do as they want.
What are they based out of?
I think Texas.
I wonder if they'd be willing to go to Las Vegas and just bum rush the stage and hit Glenn with a Canadian destroyer. The fucking.
There you go.
That's a cheap shot. Is Tamina the one that's married to the Uso kid?
No, she's Jimmy Snuka's daughter.
Who?
Jimmy Snuka's daughter is Tamina.
That's Jimmy Snuka's daughter?
Yeah.
I've wrestled Jimmy Snuka's kid. What's his name? He was like a Deuce and what was his gimmick?
He was Deuce, but then he used to wrestle as Jimmy Snuka Jr. Also.
So I wrestled him in a the shitty casino in North Las Vegas years ago, and Jimmy was there, and I actually wrestled against Jimmy Snuka back in like the early 2000s on a independent show. Maybe I'm not exactly sure, but the early 2000s after WCW was doing indies, and he could look like he could barely walk. Yeah, who's the rock and roll guy? He has with him the Rock and Rebel or whatever the guy's name is.
Rock and Rebel.
No, wasn't the Mass Maniac with him?
Mass Maniac. No, not Frank Goodman. The guy that he has his face painted
Frank
with
Goodman.
his
Metal
Maniac. Metal Maniac.
Yeah.
So he was there with him, and the guy is like, they're talking. It was just a basic match, but he's going to give me the super fly at the top rope, and I'm looking at him in the locker room like, this guy can't even fucking walk. I was like, how is this guy going to do the super fly? And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm a big fan of his growing up, be an honor, And sure enough, that motherfucker climbed up on the rope. It took him like 2 minutes to climb up, and he went to the super fly. Then maybe 10 years later, okay, I'm wrestling his kid in Vegas, but Jimmy's coming to the ring with him, and the gimmick is like his kid's going to beat me. And during the match, I'm going to taunt Snuka, so Snuka's going to give me the super fly after the match. Like, he's going to give me the thing again. I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy now can do the super fly. Sure enough, he gets on the second rope. Does the thing. So I caught Jimmy. I got Jimmy Snuka on the downward part of the bell curve of his career. It's like I caught him when he gets right at the top, when he can still do the top rope superfly. And 10 years later,
and I bet you he didn't protect you at all. All that weight.
Oh, he lands perfectly.
Remember, Macho didn't give a fuck. Macho would just give you his elbow.
I never got my shoulder fixed. To this day, my shoulder's fucked up from that night. The Macho gave me three elbows off the top rope. No lie. I've had just like a mildly sore shoulder that acts up a lot of everything. But since then,
he protected nobody except his elbow.
Didn't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
He landed right on my shoulder on the third one. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, remember he came down with the elbow, and
the elbow goes over.
What can you say? You're not going to go like that.
Because you just respect him, yeah.
Right.
Well, remember when he first came back and he was dropping elbows on everybody, he was dropping an elbow on Charles Robinson, and he fucking
that's back when he was doing
up.
that with me when he was going crazy and stuff. Yeah, I was one of them.
Broke his ribs, punctured his lung, all that. Yeah.
Oh, on Charles Robinson?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
99, whatever, something like that.
Bro, there's so much stuff I don't remember. God, there's so many things. I've been going back and watching some old WCW stuff. Like I've been watching some of my matches. I don't remember hardly any of these. Like from like 97 to 98.
That's how I became.
I finally saw the match. Remember I told you the match? Remember how you guys are trying to claim that the Van Hammer botch was my fault when I've already
swinging
proven
neckbreaker?
Okay, I actually did a podcast on that and how it was his fault. The other one with David Young, when we did this thing, we did the do-si-do thing in the Impact in at TNA, where he was supposed to like hit me, then give me a spinning leg sweep, and he looked back and hesitated because he didn't go with it right away, and So I turned and was turned too far, and the timing got off. So that was his fault. And people try to say it's my fault. So I said, if you had to make him find this match, the match where I never used to get lost. Like one thing I pride myself on is if we lay out spots before the match, I never ever forgot spots out there. But we didn't call a lot of spots back then. We called a lot in the ring, so it wasn't hard to forget spots because you didn't. It was hard to forget spots because you didn't recall that many, right? So there was a match I remember specifically that I just got it was early in the match. I got lost. I just completely. I'd never had this happen. I drew a blank, and there's a spot where I'm running and I go over, and Perry got mad. Okay, and but Perry his work always looked rough anyway. But he was a good worker. He didn't never really he was snug, but he never stiff. And he always looked violent. And everything. So we always worked together well because he would always. I'd sell good, and he should look good, right? And he would always sell he'd sell for me too. So I'm watching the match, and I see the spot, and there's a spot. So he fucks up, and he grabbed me, and he starts kicking me, right? But the hard camera, my back is to the hard camera. I'm on the ropes, and he's kicking me up near the head, and I'm knocking my head up. I'm selling. Terry Taylor thought that Perry shot on me because I fucked up the spot. And we came back after the match. He was like, "Yo," but I watched the match. Bro, both of us were forgetting everything. That match is it's weird. I'm watching the match and we're off. Both of us forgetting spots left and right. We're completely off the page. But it didn't. The fans couldn't really notice it. Nobody that started shit. The announcers didn't notice. So it's just it just looked clumsy. Rough. We're rough with each other. If I fucked up something, Perry would grab me stiff and throw me in the corner and stuff. So it looked good, but we were mad at each other because we were fucking things up left and right in there. So we got the first minute of the match right and the last minute, and I don't think we got anything right in between. And we managed to have an 8-minute match out there. But but if you guys can find, it's a Thunder match on the network, me against Perry, and you can if you're a worker, you can tell that they're just not they're not on the same page. And we worked each other a lot, and that was the only time it ever happened. So but that I will admit that's my botch. So.
Not a bad track record, I guess, right?
Well, I'm sure you could probably find some more, but I'm only admitting to one.
I will say this: I did botch a spot when we had our match, but we had prevailing circumstances. But
what did you screwed up something, right?
Disco is such a pro; you couldn't even notice. We just kept going. It was smooth like butter.
Well, the fans never really the fans don't know the spots,
right? Exactly.
Yeah, so it's you fuck up for spots, guys. But the thing is, these days, it's some of the spots that these guys do are so complicated that if you screw up the spot, it's the spot looks fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit involved, you're running all over the place and everything. So, but if you fuck up a tackle drop down hip toss and the guy thinks it's a reverse hip toss accidentally, and you just kind of wrestle the guy to the ground, just get right back up, like it's part of the thing.
That's what it was. You called a drop down hip toss, and I was so used to the drop down. For whatever reason, I thought that this man over here is going to get up for me. He's going to give me a leapfrog, but I should have known better. And
because you do tackle drop down leapfrog hip toss.
Right.
Oh, so right. So yeah. So I was going to leapfrog you, so you kind of instead of I guess
you didn't leapfrog. You just went for the hip toss, but we like you said, we covered it up. The fans didn't know the spot, and
they don't know. And these days, the fans will get on you from the spots.
Yeah.
So it's better mess it up a very simple one you can just cover right away. So